discovered about Subarus. For example, Brian, we all know
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here. Chris in New York, Westchester County. Today's March 20th, 2018. And I just wanted to bring up a few things with you today. You know, before I get into it, I noticed this new phone, kind of zooms in and out. I've been trying to figure out how. I thought it was autofocus or something, or I don't know what it is. I got to figure it out. Plus, I can't get the size right with the video size, because then it chops my head off. So, I don't know. Look, we're going to get a big snowstorm again tomorrow. So, 6 to 12 inches tomorrow. This is going to be the whammo. This is going to be the fun one. So, I would expect that I would probably have tomorrow off. So I have all day to play around with my phone. But I'm not sure what we're going to do. You know, when you have kids, days off of school aren't days off for you. You know, you've got to take care of your kids. So, either way, I'll figure it out. For now, I'm just going to put these videos out, and you'll notice when I figure it out. Okay. You know, I've been reading some of my comments, and I just want people to understand. I'll get into the Hawkins thing in a minute, but I just want people to understand that I'm not here to talk you into flat Earth. You know, you've got to do your research. You know, when you believe something for such a long period of time, the last thing you do is you don't need somebody telling you what's true and what's not true. You've got to open it up for yourself, and you've got to open that book up and read it. Another one. Yeah, every time I do it, they use this highway like the Indianapolis 500. It's unbelievable. Where are the cops? Nowhere around. Anyway, so I know it's flat. I know we live under a dome. You know, I know the stars are not real up there. I know it's an amazing light show. You know, I could tell you this a million times, but you've got to do your own research on this, and you've got to open up your mind when you take a look at this. The reason why my last video I spelled Hawkins with an INS rather than INGS is because, and I left a couple of clues on the video, especially when I exaggerated scientists. Anyway, the reason why is because I don't want to refer to him as a king. Okay, so that's why I left out the G on there, just in case if anybody knows. Maybe I should have put the G in parentheses. I don't know. Who knows? You know, who knows? Who knows? Okay, a couple of things I've been thinking about that I want you to think about too. One, Hawkins is dead. Obviously, he's gone. Who's going to be the next puppet? You know? Are they just gonna concentrate on Elon Musk and let him, do it, or are they gonna appoint somebody else into this position? Because we definitely need another puppet for NASA. You know, NASA lost their puppet, or got rid of their puppet, or I don't know where even if he's dead, who knows? Who knows? It's difficult to decipher, what's real and what's fake anymore. After you get into this whole thing. So they're going to need another puppet. And who do you think it's going to be? I have no idea. Personally, I think they're probably just going to concentrate on Elon Musk, but he doesn't seem like a person who's going to, he's definitely not as smart as Stephen Hawking was led to believe. All of us were led to believe. Is, of course, the smartest person in the world, right? Yeah. It's 150 NASA employees that are behind that voice. Those are the smartest people in the world for you. Okay, so I've been thinking about some other things too. While driving, I've noticed this. And I'd like you to think about it. Especially when the clouds are moving and you're moving in your car. All right, as I am right now. Don't you find it amazing that I could be going 65 miles per hour in my car, and the clouds seem like they're going, I don't know, you typically they're going about 45, 50 miles per hour. And they're going along with me. But yet, the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles per hour. How is that possible? How could I possibly keep up with the clouds in my car going 65 miles per hour? The one thing I did want to bring up is, you remember when we were growing up and we had those geometry problems, which I found so annoying. You know, I got through the other math, but it was the paragraphs of, you know, well, Robin is in a train traveling at 65 miles per hour, and she's got to get from point A to point B, and point B is 2.2 miles away. How long does it take Robin to get to point B? You know, questions like that. And then they got more and more involved. You know, the math teacher never took an effect that the Earth was spinning, because you could figure out that simple problem, but shouldn't you somehow or another put into that equation that the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour? I don't know. Something people should think about. Hollywood. Okay. Unfortunately, I've been watching the boob tube the last couple of days. I don't know why. I kind of, you know, my daughter went to sleep and I kind of flipped on the TV. You know, and I was thinking about all these messages. Now that you have a trained eye and you know what to look for in these movies, you know, every one of them are telling you something. You know, the water scenes, the space scenes especially. You know, I was watching Star Trek, the original, the motion picture, and just looking for some messages in that movie. You know, the first couple of scenes of the movie, they have such a horrible way. They didn't. I don't think they had the fisheye camera back then. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe I'm wrong, but it didn't seem like they were really using the fisheye camera. Because there's one part of that scene right at the beginning when William Shatner and some other guy in there are flying to the new ship. The Earth is so flat, it's unbelievable. There's no curvature at all whatsoever. That was probably an error. I don't think they meant that to come out, because as the movie went on, you could see that they perfected it a little better. But the CGI on that first part was just horrible. And they are spraying again today, once again, here in Westchester County, spraying heavily on March 20th. But these are just things to really, you know, just kind of think about, you know, and look into, because we live on a flat plane here. We're not moving at all. I don't know why people can't understand this. Why can't they open their mind and just understand all the lies, you know? I mean, there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why the government's so out of control. There's a reason for everything. They don't want us to know this, guys. You know? All right, I appreciate you viewing my videos. I appreciate you commenting. I appreciate you, letting me be a part of your life. I did want to add one last thing, that we're in tax season right now, which I've already done my taxes at this point, because I'd like to get that check a little early, because I'm going to put it towards some things, probably to my new place. This is the reason why we haven't had any major things going on. Yeah, there's some tidbits in Texas, some explosions, stuff like that with the mail. I don't know what the hell that's all about. There's been some fires, there's been some, but nothing major at all. And there's not going to be until after tax season. After April 15th, you're going to see a big show going on. All right? Told you the month of April is going to be big. And I think May is going to be big too. And I think they're going to be hitting us. You know, I don't know if they can create earthquakes. I know they can create the weather. Because typically in New York, yeah, we get hit with a couple of storms. We've had 4 major nor'eastern storms in this month alone. And the whole winter has gone pretty much fairly well. Little snow here, little snow there. Now your typical winter in New York. But now we're getting hit with number 4 tomorrow, 6 to 12 inches tomorrow. This is probably going to be one of the biggest ones, I think, that we've had all winter. So I know they're controlling the weather. I don't know if they're controlling the earthquakes or anything like that. I'm sure the scientists have been able to figure it out, but who knows? Who knows? I know they're trying to cook us. I mean, these cell phone towers are popping up all over the place now. Everywhere. I'm seeing them, and very close together, which I don't understand. The 5G network, people are talking about that, and that could very well be true. I don't know. Water molecules in the body and things like that. I'm sure you've seen the videos, if you've been going through YouTube. I don't know. Because there's some areas, like up in the Catskills, where I go occasionally, there are no cell phone. There's like one of them, and I think it's on the mountain. That's the only cell phone tower that I know of, and then there's another one about 20 miles down the hill, and that's the only one. They're limited on where they can put these things because there's no zoning for them. And I think up there, what they did is they won't allow them. I've heard that these things have to be close together for them to actually work. They can't be far apart. So I don't know. All I know is there's shit on those cell phone towers that scream out, what the hell is going on here, guys? You got paneling, you got like what looks like satellite dishes, you got these weird freaking things that look like they're out of Star Trek, I don't know what those things are. I really don't. I could take pictures of them, I could show them, I see them all over the place here in Westchester. And now Stu Leonard's now started doing it too. Stu Leonard's has a huge one on their tower, on that big barn object, which there was never anything on there. Now there's a whole bunch of them up there. I just noticed that the other day when I was going there. So I don't know what these things are. I'm gonna do some more research into them, but I really need to talk to somebody, some engineer who is actually putting these things up there, because they have to know what it is. I know NASA, you build an engine, and there's different levels of NASA where they just don't know what's going on. The people, the brass up on top do. But the guys who are just putting together the mathematical equations and the engines and all that bullshit, they don't know what's going on. They probably know we're not going to space because there is no space. But, it's different levels. Is that how it works with these cell phone towers? I don't think so. Because I just see one or two guys putting these things up there. They have to know what's inside of these things. I just take a look at these. Take a look at these cell phone towers. My cell phone's perfectly fine. I don't need any 5G network. I don't know why they're even getting into that. But I just wanted to put that out there for you guys to think about too. All right, I think I've mostly said almost everything, but I don't know. I'm gonna put another video out tomorrow because it'll be a snow day, so I'll probably walk in the snow and try to get some time out. We haven't actually moved into the new place because it's been snowing, so unfortunately nobody's coming out to go shopping for houses, which I don't blame them. Who the hell does? Every week we get a snowstorm, so eventually it's going to stop. Okay, anyway, all right, thank you for viewing. All right.